The NFL trade deadline is approaching, therefore, some big names may be moved. Before we get into this article, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you, but without further ado, let's get into it. So, here we have a Bleacher Report article. It says 2025 NFL Trade Block Big Board entering week 7 by Christopher Knox. Okay, let's talk about it. So at number 10, they have Cody Barton, linebacker, Tennessee Titans. So typically around the trade deadline, you see, teams who, have fallen behind the 8 ball, you know, at the bottom of, the standings. They're trying to offload guys, get some value back. And then you got some disgruntled guys on, it could be a good team. And, they're looking to be moved. So we have Cody Barton, linebacker, Tennessee Titans. Let's see. It says the value, projected trade value, 2026 fourth round pick. Teams looking for linebacker play he can help. So they have his potential suitors as the Bills and the Niners. We know the Niners, they just lost Fred Warner for the season. The Bills, I'm not sure about their situation, but maybe they're, I'm assuming they're weak at that linebacker position. And another team, man, if the Cowboys think they can salvage this season and still make a run at the playoffs, why not? I don't think their linebacker play is as stellar as well. So I feel like that's another team. So that's Cody Barton right there, number 10. Okay. At number 8, we got David Njoku. Okay, tight end Cleveland Browns. And the Browns have been making a lot of moves, man. Even since, this offseason, a bunch of trades with the quarterback situation. Greg Newsome. I know they traded lineman to the Texans, and then they trade him back. And I think it's a lot going on, man. So the Browns says the projected trade value is a 2026 third round pick. And remember, too, they drafted Harold Fannin Jr. He's been having a solid rookie season so far, who, same position as David Njoku. So that's something to look out for. And then we have this tweet right here. Mary Kay Cabot, hope I'm saying that correctly. She posted on X. The Browns will likely make more trades, but are not looking to sell off key players such as tight end David Njoku. But they also didn't plan to trade Joe Flacco or Greg Newsome. So teams put that out like, we don't want to trade this guy. And, it still happens sometimes, right? Okay, potential suitors. You got the LA Chargers and the Tampa Bay Bucks. I can see the Chargers. I'm not sure about the Bucks. I know they're dealing with a bunch of actually I can see the Bucks. It depends on if their current receiver situation is, if it's worse than what it, gives off. Mike Evans banged up, Chris Godwin, I believe, is banged up, and then Emeka Ibuku, that he's banged up to the standout rookie out of Ohio State. So okay, I can see that. At number 8, we got Rick Woolen, cornerback, Seattle Seahawks. Now, this was early in the season. I saw something about him wanting to get moved. If you know about Rick Woolen, 6'4", rangy corner, has that top end speed. So, and he had a really good rookie season, if I'm not mistaken. Did he lead the league in picks, or was he tied? Or say, I know he was a top guy in interceptions his rookie year, if I'm not mistaken. So, I can see that move happening. They have his potential suitors as the Cowboys and the Lions. At number 7, Alvin Kamara, running back, New Orleans Saints. Now, this is interesting. Now, he's another guy since the beginning of the season. Many speculated that the Saints wouldn't be, a good team, and they've gotten off to a rocky start. So projected trade value 2026 conditional fourth round pick. Let's see. His potential suitors are the Falcons and the Chargers. What this article has right here. I don't know about the Falcons. To me, I think the Falcons are solid with Bijan Robinson and Algier. So maybe I'm missing something. I'm not quite sure on that. But I can see the Chargers, they're banged up. What's his name? Maury Hampton, he got banged up, and so Chargers, I can see that. I can see that for sure. I can see that happening. And then we got number 6, Kayvon Thibodeau, edge, New York Giants. Now he was a first round pick a couple years ago. High first round pick too. Top 10, if I'm remembering correctly. His projected trade value 2026 second round pick and or starting caliber receiver. I don't know about this one, man. I don't know. Given the fact that they just drafted him not too long ago with a high pick, you just give up on the guy that soon for a second round pick or a starting caliber. I don't see it. I don't see it. They have potential suitors, the Niners and the Bucks. I just don't see it personally. I don't see it. At number 5, we got Breece Hall, running back, New York Jets. Now, Breece Hall is super talented back for the Jets. He had a breakout rookie season too, but then he had a season-ending injury. I remember because he was on my fantasy team. I'm like, this dude is cooking. And then he got banged up, and of course the Jets haven't been in contention in the postseason since he's been there. So I can see that. I can see that happen. So and then I saw a notification that Aaron Glenn, it was like he doesn't plan on moving on from Breece Hall. They plan on keeping him. But like I said, you never know when it comes to these teams, man. They can say one thing and do another. Maybe they're just giving the politically correct answer at the time. So you just never know. So here's potential suitors: Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Chiefs will be interesting for sure. At number 4, they got Mark Andrews, tight end, Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Now, projected trade value, 2026 5th round pick. Of course, as we know, Mark Andrews in his prime was a top tight end in the league. He's still a good tight end. He's had some rough, I would say, games, like big games, I would say, rough big games past couple of years, but he's still a solid tight end in my opinion, right? His potential suitors: Chargers, Seahawks. Okay. Again, the Ravens do have Isaiah Likely, so maybe moving on from Mark Andrews would be something they do. Okay. At number 3, Jalen Phillips, edge, Miami Dolphins. Okay. This is interesting right here. His projected trade value, 2026 4th round pick. Let's see. Cowboys, Bucks, potential suitors. Now, the Cowboys, when it comes to defensive guys, they're probably going to be in the mix for all of these guys. Like I said, if they believe they can make the playoffs, right? If they can make that push. But Jalen Phillips, edge rusher, pretty good, right? So we'll see. At number 2, we got Trey Hendrickson, edge, Cincinnati Bengals. Now, he made it with headlines in the offseason with trying to get that contract done. Him wanting a long-term deal. He didn't get that long-term deal, right? He didn't get that long-term deal. But he led the league in sacks last year. His projected trade value, 2026 conditional second round pick. Again, as you see, the Dallas Cowboys, so no surprise there. No surprise there. And look, what do they have at number 1? Oh, Chris Olave, wide receiver, New Orleans Saints. Conditional 2026 first round pick. Now, that's interesting. I wouldn't expect it to be, so conditional can mean, maybe it bumps down to something else. So, okay, conditional. If it was just first round pick, I would have said, oh, hold on. But Chris Olave, talented wide receiver out of Ohio State, even though I'm surprised he's this high as a number 1 guy. Maybe there's been a lot of discussions just moving on from him, right? But solid receiver for sure. They got the Patriots and the Commanders as potential suitors. Now, I'm not sure about the Patriots. Now, I feel like Kayshon Boutte, you got Diggs over there, DeMario Douglas. Those guys are making plays for Drake May. So I think the Patriots are solid. Now, the Commanders, they are banged up. They are banged up. You don't know if you're getting Terry McLaurin back next game. He's dealing with, is it a hamstring? You know, those hamstrings are tricky if he's dealing with that hamstring, but they don't have really a lot of other guys. You got Debo, right? But you probably need another guy on the outside because, you know, McLaurin, he's banged up. So why not? Why not? If you think you can make that push, if you think he's that missing piece, you know, they made a deal with the Saints last year. Maybe they do it again, right? Because they got Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints. So maybe that relationship is still there and they go out and trade for Chris Olave. So that's interesting, man. That's interesting. But I'm trying to think of who else may be on the trade block. I'm trying to think. Nothing's really coming to my head. So I just wanted to, you know, share this list in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. You know, do you want your team to trade for somebody? Do you want your team to trade somebody? Let me know. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on this memory here at Rocker Park. This theme. Somebody needs a basket. We're gonna see when the flag go post. Snacks. Tell me yesterday, HBC.
Man, once again, man, I appreciate you having me, man. And congrats, man, on the platform. And I say keep it going, keep doing your thing.